Moose is hanging out in our greenhouse because we haven't got the ends on yet. You must like it. It's nice and warm and cozy. We actually have a bunch of corn cobs in there that we were saving up for feed for the chickens, so they must be eating that. So there's the mama moose and then a baby moose in there, it looks like. Oh, it's light enough that the automatic chicken coop door is opening. If you can see the baby laying down in the background. Oh, I think both babies are in there actually. Yeah, see the one standing up now. The other one's just laying in there, munching on their corn. Okay, I've coerced Kelsey into doing a video showing how she makes zucchini bread. She's like, there's nothing special about it. I'm thinking, everybody wants a good zucchini bread recipe. So, I talked her into it. It really is the best zucchini bread. And we do have some tips and tricks that we've figured out over the years that help a lot. So we'll show you those in a few minutes as we do the process. But yeah, we'll link the recipe in the description of the video as well, so you can read along. Sometimes that's easier, but we'll show you everything we do along the way.
Yeah, he's not wrong. It is called extra special zucchini bread. That is the recipe title.
That just sounds special.
It does.
Alright, so what first?
Okay, so I've learned over the years, when you're doing your pan, use some Crisco and then flour it. If you use a spray, it just won't work as well, and you'll end up with some of the bread sticking to the pan, which is no good. Nobody wants that. You want a perfect zucchini bread. And I prefer to do it in the bundt pan because I like to put it in my little glass, I don't know, makes it look pretty, like this. So that way it keeps it fresh too under the lid. Dom's getting an F.
What?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you can take over.
I might have to.
Do you want it thicker or what do you want?
No, it's looking pretty good.
Oh. So I'm not getting an F? You're just teasing me?
Alright, while he's doing that, I'm going to get started on the base of this. Open up the garbage. Alright, so we're going to start with 3 eggs. Preferably from your chicken if you have some.
Oh yeah. Ours have definitely slowed down their laying since winter has struck. Not enough daylight hours, so their laying time is less.
Alright, 3 eggs. 2 cups of sugar, which I don't have. I'll be right back.
I don't know if you can see that, but it's greased.
And when I say I don't have sugar, I don't really mean that. I just mean I have to go down into my basement and find my 5 buckets of sugar.
We did a video earlier in the year after some news articles came out about sugar shortages and things like that. I think, was it India? Was one of the main exporters of flour, and they announced that they weren't going to export any because they had bad crops this year and they needed to keep it all in country rather than export this year. So we talked, in that video, we talked about how prices would likely go up. And I don't know if you've been to the grocery store lately, but how much have sugar bags gone up to?
It's like $22 for a 25-pound bag.
And it used to be what?
Like on sale, $8.99.
Right. So I mean, nearly tripled in price this year, which I don't know, everything's gotten more expensive with inflation and all that good stuff, but sugar really has gone crazy, which is a bummer.
Yeah. All right, so 2 cups of sugar. We're gonna add a cup of vegetable oil. All right, this can go in the sink. And we're gonna add 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. And then we're gonna blend that. But don't forget your vanilla. Calls for a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm gonna guess because I don't want my teaspoon to
way more
get
than a
dirty.
teaspoon, I feel like.
I like vanilla. All right. I'm gonna add just 1
Oh, I did get an F. She's redoing it.
The trick about the bundt pan is it has all those ridges, yeah. So you gotta make sure it gets in there, coats everything really good.
Otherwise it sticks and then it just looks ugly when it comes out.
And it still might. Sometimes I don't do it perfectly, but all right. And you're just gonna take a couple of tablespoons of flour. And I'll just hold this over my garbage as I roll it around. So tap out the extra stuff. Okay, and when you're done, it should look like a nice dusting of snow, kind of. Okay. All right. Okay, so next we're gonna add 2 cups of flour.
While she's doing that, I don't know if you saw, but out of the 5-gallon bucket, she just refills these canisters so that she has enough sugar and brown sugar and flour to use for her regular baking, and then she just restocks it with those 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah. All right, this is where you get your teaspoon out. Okay, so you're gonna do a teaspoon of baking soda. You're gonna do a teaspoon of baking powder. You're gonna do a teaspoon of cinnamon. You're gonna do a teaspoon of salt. And then nutmeg with special treatment. Only half a teaspoon. Okay. We're gonna blend that, and then we'll add the zucchini, and then I like to add walnuts. It's personal preference, you don't have to. And then chocolate chips. So we'll do that next.
But don't add the chocolate chips yet. I said, but don't add the chocolate chips yet. Those will be later. That's important. That's one of our tips and tricks.
True.
So, hold off on the chocolate chips. Now she's just scraping the edge of that bowl to make sure everything gets down in there and gets mixed up well. Nothing gets stuck to the side of the bowl.
What's that?
Well, just saying. I wouldn't know if I wasn't standing here.
I don't think they should be watching zucchini bread recipes, more like frying an egg or something.
That was a little harsh and judgmental.
My shredded zucchini. We're gonna add 2 cups of that. I'm gonna add a little more just because I like zucchini.
But the recipe calls for 2 cups.
Yeah.
So she did, I don't know, she didn't pack it in.
No.
Honestly, if it was packed, it might have been close to 2 cups. And then these are the walnuts. That's optional if you like walnuts or not.
Probably added about a half of a cup. All right, so you can see it's kind of a thicker consistency. You can really just pour it all on one side and it'll fill in. Every once in a while, depending on how I do my proportions differently, sometimes a little of the bread will leak out in the oven. So I like to just line the second rack with some tinfoil to catch that, to make them easier to clean up. Doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna bake this at 350 for about 60 minutes. And then what I'm gonna do for the beginning part is just leave it uncovered for about 13 minutes, and then I'll open the oven, and that's when I'll sprinkle my chocolate chips in. That way they don't settle all to the bottom. So I let it get cooked enough that it kind of lets it spread throughout the cake.
Okay, we're getting ready to add the chocolate chips.
Okay, so if you look at the bread, you can tell that it's kind of browned a little on the top. So we're just gonna come add. I might have left it in there a little too long. These will kind of melt and kind of get pushed down in still though, but if you want, you can kind of pop it out. I don't know how much chocolate do you guys like? I like chocolate. All right. Okay, so now when I put it in though, just so it doesn't get overly brown on the top, I'm gonna cover this with tinfoil. So I only leave it uncovered for that first 12 or so minutes. And I'll get it back in the oven.
Okay, we just took it out of the oven. We're gonna do a quick test, see if any batter or anything sticks to the knife, which it didn't, so it should be cooked all the way through. You'll also notice that there's only a few of the chocolate chips still remaining there, so they all sunk in, which is great. We're gonna leave it sit in the bundt pan for a little bit to cool off, and then once it's cool, we'll go ahead and put it on this tray.
Alright, okay. Final products here. So just help it flip better, grab the bottom like this.
Da, 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 da.
There's your zucchini bread.
Looking good, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Take a slice or no? Yeah, it's steaming. So you can see the chocolate chips that fell in. Looking good. We'll have to have the kids taste test it tomorrow morning. We're making a mess. All right, how is it, you guys?
Good. Like ours. Good. Good.
Tasty? What do you say to Mom?